Hey everyone, welcome to Totally Biased Music. Unfortunately, we are not able to have an intro track anymore, so we are excited to debut our very first sponsorship ad, and we're going to let you guys listen to that right now.
Fuck. God damn, man. I've been drinking all fucking day long. Martha! I'm trying to start the goddamn podcast. Could you shut the fuck up back there? While you're at it, why don't you get me a Montucky cold snack?
Totally Biased Music, brought to you by Montucky Cold Snacks. Honestly, I think that's a good ad. I think that would work.
Great ad.
It's a great ad. Like, we know our target audience, people who like cheap beer.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're fucking there.
I don't love that you changed the name on me at the end there. It really threw me through a
What
loop.
did I say first?
Trisha.
Oh,
But Martha
Trisha would
works
have been
better. No, I think Martha's good.
Martha worked. I had to switch over to a little Buffalo Trace. That we'll get to that sponsor later.
All right,
for our podcast.
That's the next class sponsor.
Just for me being excited for you getting out here.
I was about to say, you're drinking during the week. That's not something you typically do.
No, I was like, you know what? I'm getting on. It's just me and Trey Daddy. We're about to have a Treycation.
Yeah,
I was like,
we're doing a Trey and Christian exclusive podcast today. That's right, folks. We are without our dedicated host who has never missed a podcast up until today. So there's a lot of space in this bitch for us to do some just regular things. Honestly, probably it's probably not going to be.
Yeah, it feels very freeing. I feel open here. I feel like I'm not going to be berated by somebody. It's a beautiful
just
world.
Overbearing sometimes is the thing, you know. And it's like he's just
sometimes.
Yeah, and he's just there. It's like he's just always there. But this week.
Yeah.
He's not. So as we do when you're not around, I guess we have to kind of give some reasons. And when I'm not around, we have to give some reasons why Blake could not make it to the pod this week. You want to go first?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we do. You've never listened to a podcast where you're not on it?
I mean, yeah, but they're always kind of like so dumb that I'm like, okay, hilarious.
I think I've gotten a lot of feedback. They're our best episodes.
Honestly, what he's probably doing is standing in a river not knowing how to fly fish as he fly fishes and catches nothing. It's just an escape from his miserable life.
I think he's pretending that he's good at golf. Just wherever he is, he's just thinking that he's good at golf.
That's all he does.
That's all he does. He'll just send me a text like, yo, bro, just birdie a hole. I'm like, no, you didn't. Like, I just know that's not true. But then the problem is he actually does it sometimes, and that's when it gets frustrating. So anyway, welcome to, once again, a duo episode of Christian and myself. I'm going to try and take over the primary host duties today. Today we are reviewing Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven by Tyler Childers. Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven by Tyler Childers is a 3-part record. It is broken down into 3 distinct versions. You have your Hallelujah version, which is Tyler Childers and the Food Stamps, and that is the more like just strictly song material, just in the studio, kind of banging it out. Then you have the Jubilee version, so it's Tyler Childers and the Food Stamps plus some bigger instrumentation, a lot of string sections, a lot of horns, and it's more gospel-y. This whole album is a gospel album concept, with it being like triune, which would be 3, the 3 heads of God, so God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And then you have your particularly strange and different album, and that is the Joyful Noise version, a very rare thing to hear in what people would call country or Americana music. A lot of influences with electronic breakdowns, kind of using some stems from the original tracks and using those to kind of riff on some different, more bass-heavy, really, options. So I know, Christian, when this album came out in September, we both listened to it immediately. We're both really big Tyler Childers fans. You want to tell me a little bit about how you feel about Tyler Childers in general when you first started listening to him, and maybe the first time you heard this album?
Yeah, I think the first time I started listening to him, so my uncle lives out in San Antonio, Texas. My mom's brother, Uncle Ronnie. Shout out Uncle Ronnie.
Shout out Uncle Ronnie.
He's finally moving back to. He's awesome. He's finally moving back to Bama.
Why?
He's going to be with the Fam Jam. Yeah. Just to be. My grandparents are getting older, man. You know.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That whole thing, but
anyway,
he lived in San Antonio and traveled all around for music, and he's always been a country guy. And I never really got into country hardcore, not as far as like digging in. And I think he found out about him, and he saw him in like a 300 person capacity bar somewhere in Texas, in probably 2018. He was like, "You got to check this guy out." You know, fast forward a year, and I just fallen in love with Tyler Childers' sound. Just the traditional kind of country Americana is something that I found this new love for, and it's something that is now completely always in my rotation as far as, you know, what I'm listening to goes. I got to see him at Red Rocks with my uncle. Actually, we went in 2019 to see Tyler, and it was one of the most like emotional evoking shows that I've probably ever seen in my life. He had this small band called Town Mountain open for him, and I guess a while back they wrote this song together called Down Low. And for Town Mountain's last song, Tyler comes out and sings it with him, and the whole place goes fucking bonkers.
That's cool.
And it was just one of the coolest experiences. When this album came out, I didn't really know what to expect. So my first listen was just this all in, every single track. It's honestly like listening to a lot of really in-depth electronic music. Even the parts that aren't through each version of the song, of these songs, it's one of those experiences where every single time I listen, I find something new about these tracks, and it's something that I just absolutely love.
That's cool. I didn't know you went to that Red Rock show.
Insane.
Yeah,
it was so good.
My first type of experience with Tyler Childers was, I think I just randomly stumbled kind of across it in some way. You know, when people are like, you know, what kind of music listen to? People are like, oh, everything but country. You know, and I used to say that too, but I've kind of had like a referendum on country music in the last like 4 or 5 years. Maybe it's getting older and not hating where I'm from as much as I used to. You know, but
it's easy to do that when you move away from that place.
Well, I mean, I only moved away a year ago. But just like with country music and Americana in general, which is more so what I would put Tyler Childers under, just because the word country has such a bastardized like meaning now. Like you think of fucking Florida Georgia Line, and
you think of like pop country,
Luke Bryan. Yeah, when you say country music, like if you listen to that shit, you suck. Fuck off forever.
You fucking suck.
Yeah, I mean, you like just fundamentally as a human are not cool. But if you listen to good country music, you know, Hank Williams, Tyler Childers, Sturgill Simpson, a lot of people like him. I'm not the biggest fan.
Same.
But I mean, even like I sent that Tim McGraw album earlier, kind of as a joke. But then I started listening. I was like, man, like these songs are good, because true country music and Americana tells a story. You know, it tells a story of America and the people that live here.
Yeah, I don't. There's like these Americana. I mean, and it is Americana because it is very much. It's old
instrument
folk,
forward,
like storytelling. Yeah, and that's like really what it is.
So this is kind of a concept album. When I listened to it in September, I really, really liked it. I never really thought I'd listen to a cross section of a country album with the electronic pieces at the end. So we can talk about that. Some of it I think works really well. Some of it doesn't work really well. I looked up some reviews. We'll get on the review side on the front end, because guess what? Blake's not here. There's no fucking rules. And I look at, but the reviews were not good for this album. Now, there were no major publication reviews. I couldn't find a Pitchfork review. I couldn't find a Rolling Stone review. But what I was able to find was a lot of like kind of country music blogs. Didn't really see a lot of positivity, which I found interesting. But with that, let me get into my top three. Then you can go to your top three. I don't really know how you want to do this, since there's so many different versions.
I picked the version specific of the song that I like. So I would say if you didn't do it that way, I'd say pick the song, and then if you have a couple versions that you like of that version or whatever.
Okay, that's
maybe
fair.
You can rank those.
So I like I did Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven, the title track. The Jubilee version specifically, I think that's one where the strings and the extra instruments really, really pop off. I have Catholic. I always think of the lyric as "Catholic girl, pray for me. You're my only hope for heaven," which is the Purgatory track, and I'll put that probably with the Hallelujah version. I kind of like the stripped down nature of it. That line's really cool. Like, I know like this is a little weird, but it reminds me of my mom because like she's like Catholic and loves God and stuff. And honestly, if there is a God, the only way that I get into heaven is because my mom is a saint. Because I do love my mom.
She is.
Shout out my mom. She's amazing. Shout out Christian's mom. She's also
all right,
amazing.
Let's not do this.
And all right, and then for my third track, I really God damn it.
God damn it. Why?
I don't know. It was just right there. It was easy fruit, you know. I had to grab.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to grab.
Yeah. That's what you have to say too. Easy. All right. We're gonna move on.
All right. This. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I also really like Angel Band from the Hallelujah version. I think that song is absolutely excellent. The name of his band's the Food Stamps, which I think is cool. Like they're playing on that is very like bluesy, and I think it sounds really nice. And then my third and final favorite track is Two Coats, the Joyful Noise version. I think it's the best electronic or whatever joyful noise version on this record. It has a really long intro. It has that weird speech at the beginning that's not in the original track. I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's pretty cool. And then it kind of comes in with like a little heavy bass line and like kind of a steady beat. And then Heart You've Been Tending for the Joyful Noise version is also good. I put that in like an honorable mention type category. What were your top three?
Yeah, I dig all those. So I had my number one is Way of the Triune God Jubilee version with the strings and the extra instruments on that. I think it just like elevates the song. So and kind of like throughout, I think it kind of starts in the middle of that song. They start doing this like I think it's called like a palindrome, where it's like how you used to sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat, where somebody starts singing, another person comes in singing the same verse like at a different time after, and then it creates this melody in itself. And there's something about just this song in general and how it starts out, like give me that old time screaming and shout and go up to, and I usually wouldn't fuck with stuff like that. Shout out, Lord. Fuck with stuff.
We love you. God.
But it just, it's extremely just, I think the music paired with his voice, it slaps. My number two is Two Coats, the Hallelujah version. It is just a straight instrumental fucking country banger. The guitar rips on it. Makes me want to be just smoking a dart, drinking a cold Montucky cold snack.
Montucky cold snack.
Cold snacks. On just a fall afternoon day, it's got that vibe. And then my number three is Angel Band, Hallelujah version. It's just one of those tracks that hits you right in the heart. I enjoy his kind of storytelling on this and his kind of perception of what this like almighty heaven place might be. And I think so many times like in country it's this, and I think maybe that's why this album didn't get these reviews, and I think he has a little bit of a stigma and is kind of moving in that direction, because I think he really pushes the boundaries of what country music has been in terms of telling stories and what it can be and the beauty behind that. And it doesn't have to be this, complete Christian perspective. You can see that there's sprinkles of that through his storytelling, but he alludes to this, like what it is for you is what it is for you. And that's perfectly just as beautiful as what anybody else, has as in a form of religion.
Yeah, there's that line in Angel Band, and the line is hold on one second, I got it pulled up right here. Actually, there's Hindus, Jews, and Muslims, and Baptists of all kinds, Catholic girls and Amish boys who've left their plows behind, up there in the choir singing side by side, wondering why exactly they've been fussing the whole time. Hallelujah, Jubilee. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean? It's like using like the triune, like the concept of a Christian Trinity, really just to talk about like the concept of God in general, which I think is really fucking cool.
It's great.
And he's rethinking like just the way that people in, like you said, like he's rethinking the way that country music can tell stories. Like it's just at the end of the day, I think a lot of things that people, and I'm sorry to go off on this tangent, but just entertain me for a second. Um, at the end of the day, a lot of like Southern like hospitality and kindness and all that stuff has been just fucking polluted by this like radical conservative, like fake Christian mindset. So it's like cool to see someone that identifies with our roots like have our values. You know what I mean? I think that's something I really like about him in general.
And I think the cool thing about it is you can see the growth within him, not as an artist, but as just a person. And I think that's something that I resonate with heavily. I think that's why I love him so much, is because in this storytelling and his progression of storytelling, and like we're talking about right now, there's an evolution there, because you can feel those roots and you can see where he stemmed his own ideas and own interpretation of what he believes and sees it on a broader scale for other people. It's just fucking rare.
Yeah.
In music and just in general as a person.
No, it is. And you know, like he's swimming uphill too, or upstream, not uphill. Fish can't walk. He's swimming upstream against a lot of these type of things, but it obviously resonates in the more, you know, this like mid 20s to mid 30s, which I'm gonna be joining soon. Group of people. Like I think a lot of people kind of resonate with that type of stuff. So,
yeah.
Any other favorite tracks?
Nope, that's it.
Cool. All right, let's get into some things that aren't so great about this album. As much as I want to just love Joyful Noise, half of it's not good. It's ambitious, little gimmicky maybe, but but you know what I like in it, before I get in the negative parts of it, you know what it kind of reminds me of, and you're going to scoff and roll your eyes because obviously it's on both of our brains. The real breaks from Pretty Lights with Color Map of the Sun, where like parts and pieces of the, you know, obviously it's kind of in reverse, but parts and pieces of what became Color Map of the Sun are on those real breaks. So like in that, like I think it's now the real breaks are all fucking incredible. Every single one of them. But songs specifically that aren't good, Purgatory, Joyful Noise, not great. Songs on the other, like on the regular versions, I don't love Way of the Triune God. I think it's a little like bouncy for me, but I don't think it's a bad song. I don't think it's a bad song. It's just like there's a lot of twang going on, you know.
There's a lot of fucking twang.
I would say specifically with the Hallelujah version, the Jubilee version, like because of the extra instrumentation, it kind of balances out a little bit. But yeah, the Hallelujah version isn't that great, and really, you know, old country church Joyful Noise version isn't great. Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven? Joyful Noise version, I don't dislike it that much, but it has dogs barking in it, and it makes Wafer freak the fuck out, and it drives me insane. And it's not a pleasurable sound.
It's not a pleasurable sound at all.
So I'd throw that on there. Actually, that'll be my third bad song.
So I pretty much have just about everything from Joyful Noise is on my bottom. I noted that like I appreciate what was being like what they were trying to do with it, but a lot of it was a hard miss. You're right. Like it is kind of similar to like PL with the real breaks stuff. Like you can pick out these little pieces, which, yeah, sure. But as a whole, I really didn't like those little excerpt pieces of this like old timer and these like quotes. It's just that mixed with, I think I would have appreciated that kind of stuff a little bit more on different versions of the songs. Maybe, like the Hallelujah versions or something. Like those little excerpts I feel like fit more with something like that rather than something that has so much kind of a electronic styled production in it. So that threw me way more, and it just wasn't. I get where they were trying to go, and I can appreciate that because I don't know if it's ever been done like this within country music, but it was a miss.
I'm curious how people that don't listen to electronic music, that listen to, you know, more country music or almost exclusively country music, maybe, how they felt about it. I bet they didn't like it either. You know what I mean?
I bet they didn't like it either because
I bet
generally,
no one really
just to an
loved it.
ear, it's bad.
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think like there's some parts of it from like a sound design, like it sounds good in my car, like the bass and stuff, like it thumps.
Oh, that bitch thing.
Cool. I mean, I think Two Coats is a legitimate good track. I think it'd be really cool for a DJ to open with that one day. I think it'd be really
that
weird.
Would be sick.
You know what I mean? So, overall, we're moving pretty quick here. You know, we're
you know, what are we supposed to do? Short and sweet. We get to the fucking point. We don't need Blake reading 9-minute reviews. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah, you know. I do kind of miss him though, which I hate.
I do.
Yeah,
I hate that I miss him. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, it's driving me fucking insane, actually.
Yeah. Where he goes, okay. Yeah. Blake, we got to cut this.
We're gonna have to cut that.
We're gonna have to cut this.
So, what do you give it overall?
I think overall, I'm going to give it, and this is probably a little higher than I should, but because I love Timmy Childy so much, I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to give it an 8. And because I kind of count the Joyful Noise version as like almost like B-sides, like I'm not really counting it towards that, which isn't entirely fair, but also like, it was ambitious. It was elite, but it wasn't the main like product that you're putting out here.
Yeah.
I think the songwriting's really good. I will say I don't think it's his best album. I think Purgatory's better for sure.
There's absolutely no question.
Live at the Red Barn 1 and 2 is the best though, for sure. So
you can't fucking touch that.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that just like anybody realizes that Tyler Childers, in my opinion at least, is at his best when he's on a stool telling stories by singing songs with a guitar.
Agreed.
And the production is at its minimum. I wouldn't put anything else next to him. And so I think, and this is kind of how my uncle feels about it too, like when they start putting a lot of production behind him, does it mean it's bad? No, not necessarily, but there's something, and I think it goes with the Americana side of what he is, that is a guy storytelling with a guitar.
Yeah.
And it having that type of response. So I don't know.
Yeah, the show I saw, he was the last show that I saw before COVID hit. I took like I took several of my siblings. It was at the BJCC. It was him and Sturgill. It was him and Sturgill Simpson.
Sturgill.
I'll be honest with you, man. Like that Sturgill show was not good. I did not enjoy it, but Tyler Childers was phenomenal. And he like came out at the end. It was just him. Like you're talking about a guitar. I think he might have been standing. But I mean, like his voice is just so steely. And like just has a hell of a range. And it was cool just to see. And I mean, the acoustics in the BJCC are not good, but it was still really, really cool. So, did you ever listen to the Long Violent History, like the bluegrass record, and then you just had the one song that he sang on at the end? Or did you listen to that track at least? Yeah. Yeah,
I listened to the whole thing, and it's one of those that I think for me it has its place as far as just stuff that I like to listen to, and it's a rare place. But when I'm kind of there and into like a very bluegrass like instrumentally kind of vibe, like it works for me. It's house not what music. I love.
It's good, like him. Doing housework. You know what I mean? Like around the house, you got some speakers going, just like not really paying attention. You know. So yeah. All right. Well, that completes our review on this record. Can I Take My Hounds to Heaven by Tyler Childers? So Christian, what other topics of discussion do we have today? You're not going to go see Oppenheimer, apparently, which is weird to me. It seems like a movie you'd really enjoy.
I think I am. I am going to go. I've heard enough people give it pretty damn good reviews as far as just like writing and how it's filmed and stuff. As far as like, that's usually not my, it's not my cup of tea as far as like movies go in general. You mean I think we'll give it. We'll give it a try.
Like war movies, or like biopics, or like movies directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, biopics. I like war styled.
It's unlike any other biopic I've ever seen. I will say that.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
They loved it. My parents went and saw it. They loved it. They thought it was extremely well done. So I'll probably go check it out.
what else do we have to talk
and
about?
You get here in 6 days, Daddy. We're about to traycation the fuck out of this. Denver, Colorado ain't ready.
Let's talk about Pre-Lights Tour for a second, because that's coming. It's coming sooner than we realize. It's all I talk about.
It's coming hot like sauce.
Oh, boo. But also, hell yeah. I was in the car yesterday.
I swear to fucking God, if I hear that song, I'm getting on stage and killing everyone.
No, I was just talking to my roommate yesterday, and that's one of the songs I'm looking forward to hearing the most again, live. That song is
you're right. After so long, it'll probably just slap.
Even I can see it in your face. Like, play it every show. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's run it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I've decided that I think I am going to do Philly, so I'm going to end up doing the whole tour.
Jesus Christ,
it's going to be fun, man. It's probably the only time I'll ever do something like this. So, any stop that you want to go to, if you feel like getting a wild hair and just catching a flight, I know you got those.
Just come flying out.
Come through.
I got you, Daddy. Yeah. But for those who don't know, Trey's coming out here. He's going to be out here Wednesday the 3rd until what, like the 13th?
Yeah, the 13th. Yeah, I'm coming out on the 2nd, actually. Well,
and
technically,
we're
I
about to
land at
run
12:05 a.m. on the 3rd, but yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
It counts, okay.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna do some outdoor activities. We're not just gonna do debaucherous things.
We're gonna hike. We're gonna pool vibe it. We're gonna eat some good food.
Eat like a day steak the day before pre-lights. So, it's a culmination of years and years of friendship, and I don't want to put too much pressure on it or anything, but it's just it's kind of our apex of
Oh, this is
this is it.
Friday night.
After this, we have to become adults. I feel like
Friday night tips will touch, baby.
Yep. Like they've never touched before. Like they've never touched before. You know what helps me want to touch tips with another man, Christian? Drinking 16 Montucky cold snacks. If I ever need to get in the mood, I just go on down to my local convenience store. You can get them anywhere in Colorado. And I purchase myself at least 2 12-packs of Montucky cold snacks. Montucky cold snacks.
Cold snacks.
In case you ever want to touch your friend's pee-pee.
In case you ever want to touch tips, get you a cold snack.
That's great. Cold Snacks really did sponsor us. And so they've asked us to kind of use today as a testing ground. And so far, I feel like we're gonna pitch them all winners.
Yeah, exactly.
We're 3 for 3.
I mean, we're gonna become their primary.
I think I'm pretty much committed to only drinking Montucky Cold Snacks as my beer of choice while we're out there.
100%. Yeah. I'll have a 30 rack in the fridge ready to go.
Better, maybe one in the freezer. I don't know, just extra cold.
Little froth.
Yep. Okay, so I have one video that I want to show you. We didn't do Rides or Dies today because we were going to talk about the new Tyler Childers song, right? The one that came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We never explicitly said that, but I'll be honest with you, it was good. I don't love it.
I think it was fine. It was there.
I think for people who were in love, it probably resonates a lot more.
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't great.
I am in love, but it was more just like as far as the whole Timmy thing. It wasn't quite there for me.
Well, so the name of the song is "In Your Love," right, by Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. Do you know what it made me want to listen to? It made me want to listen to that Tim McGraw and Faith Hill song, "It's Your Love" from 1997 off the album Everywhere, because that song is fucking great. It's like
I'm gonna have to run
it. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Just does something to me. Sends a shot right through me. Yeah, it's that song. And so I just kind of kept waiting for this song to become a cover of that song, and it didn't do that, which was weird. So the music video is really cool. It's pretty inspiring. It's pretty sad. So do recommend you watch the music video. But as far as the song goes, I'm gonna give it a dies, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the song a dies. It really just wasn't there on so many levels for me. So
yeah,
kill it.
Yeah, it dies. All right, I got one thing to show you, and I wanted to get your reaction to this live. So I gotta take my headphones out for this, so you might hear.
Oh yeah.
So just hold on, don't talk for just a second. Just shut the fuck up. So this is a video. Have you seen this video of Mitch McConnell? Just nod. Hold on. Well, wait. Hold on. So, watch this. I'm just gonna send it in the chat. Actually, wait. No, I can share my screen. Never mind. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
Jesus Christ!
All right, can you see this? You can talk now.
It's loading. It's loading.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we got it.
Okay. You can see it still? All right, watch this.
Yes.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of.
Wait. Look how long it lasts. It's still happening.
Bro. What the fuck?
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say? Sure. Do you want to say anything else to the press?
He just had a brain aneurysm.
Okay, so here's the thing. There are a few options here, and this is what I wanted to ask you live on air. So, for those who have or have, there's a video circulating the internet right now of Mitch McConnell addressing the press, and he just completely stops speaking, stays completely still, and just stares at the camera for about 30 seconds solid, give or take. So, one, he is entirely a robot and he glitched out. Two, need a beer? Yeah, go grab one. Two, he shit himself. Or three, he had a stroke. And I feel like number three is the most likely thing that happened, but I really want it to be number two, no pun intended.
Dude, I don't even know.
What do you
know
think,
what it reminded me of is that I think I vote stroke.
Stroke, right?
Yeah. Or he just dropped a fat log in the back of his pants and had to walk. He had to get
it so bad. I want Mitch McConnell to shit himself on national television so fucking bad.
It's just pure shock.
The scary part is he makes like a lot of powerful decisions for us. So that's a nice humbling video for you to remember who's really in charge here.
Yeah. Do you know what it reminded me of though? Have you watched Mad Men, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched Mad Men.
That episode where Freddie Rumsen like glitches out and fucking starts pissing his pants.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Why does he do that though? There's like a reason.
He was fucking drunk.
That's right. That's a thing that some people.
Yeah.
It's never happened to me. It really hasn't. All jokes aside, I don't think it's ever really happened to you. Like guys that pee themselves in bed and stuff after they get hammered. That's like a common thing.
Nah, man, I'll pee 100 fucking times before I lay down and piss myself.
Or they'll get up and go like pee in the closet. Like they'll be so drunk they don't remember where the bathroom is. That's a thing that happens too.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing now?
It's coming. Yeah, it is. Oh man, look how
let's fucking go
high I am in that picture. Dear God, and Charlie. Oh man, that is just a lovely photo.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is great. Yeah, I took all this. I had my parents' camera like slung around my shoulder like it was like I was a photographer. Look at every single one of those pictures. They're all blurry as shit. They're terrible.
They're like the worst things I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad. But anyway, anything else we have to chat about before we cut this one kind of short?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we did it justice. I think we had a great in-depth conversation about the music.
I agree.
We covered all bases.
Yeah.
We talked shit about Blake while also letting him know that we miss him a little bit. We're gonna cut that part again.
We should. We got to cut out that we let him know we miss him because.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you ever want to tell your friends how much you love them and how much you want to be emotionally vulnerable with your just friends, just regular friends, feel free to go down to your local store and grab 2 12-packs of Montucky Cold Snacks. Male vulnerability brought to you by Montucky Cold Snacks. And with that, have a great night. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.